Ascetic Monasticism, AM. Ascetic Monasticism is the minimalist ethos of consumption. What consumption that does exist is for the maintenance and sustenance of the body so that it may enter undistractedly into the realms of trans-dimensional cognitions. Those cognitions direct the perceiver to their role of ethics in its derivative amorphous and metamorphing morality. The asceticism comes from the shunning of tangible and intangible distractions. But monasticism derives from the subsequent behavioral consequences to achieve that asceticism. The ends to orienteering your actions for transdimensional experience is to realize your role in time, not just some narrow provincial orientation that is centered on yourself, your significant others, your social or cultural collective, your regional, national, or transnational allegiances. It is having an acknowledgement that you are an extending appendage of time. You are the conduit for near limitless transmissions of time and all of its dimensions. As the undistracted conduit, you and those similar to you provide the logos of inspiration that time has to share with open and cleared minds. Not only as the open and cleared conduit, you become the portal for time itself to have intervening visitations at those moments when it senses, as a sentient entity, the vibrations of distress of its conduit appendages. In addressing the statement of conduits having the graced intervening visitations by their exclusive open-mindedness to the phenomena of time, history is a stage of props which includes all matter, tangible and intangible. The uses to which matter is engaged and utilized determines our moment-to-moment caste status. Many to most go from one to multiple caste roles in playing the fetishes to which they have found coherence or obliged adherence. The open-minded have realized the ephemeral nature of all matter and its limits. The open-minded have noticed the symbiosis and synchronization of their gifts and developed talents. That symbiosis and synchronization seems to occur with increasing frequency in particular instances. Those instances challenge their psyches to choose an action. The consequences from those actions provide further options of obligatory or affirmative choice. In this way, the person finds that part of the spectrum of perception and discretion that best suits their gifts and talents given. For those that come to the cleared and undistracted state of mind, they realize the communion and conduit of the trumping power of time's will within the metastatic algorithms of temporal time. But trumping power is the rectitude provision allowed to the open-minded so that they may continue to the next door of phenomena, knowledge, and insight. Whatever happens in the open-minded's own historical context is coincidental to their incidental quest. What good or evil that occurs, though historically accountable in the temporal and profane world, has more to do with time's moving the pieces of a board around for its next permutational state than the internal damnation that is given and taken personally by the persons concerned. Society and culture are the convenient props for this expression of time. The excesses or deficiencies that come with the cognitive distractions create the classes, the castes, the roles people end up playing. Justice, integrity, dignity are qualities and tools to be learned for their nuanced application through the gauntlet of tangible and intangible distractions. The tabula rasa, the blank slate, of a new being entering this dimension, in which the whole panoply of fallibilities awaits, is a state of human culture and general existence. The intervening rectitudinal visitations of time are the amelioration, but only when realized, unfortunately, by the altruistic few for the many. The warnings and lamentations of scripture and verse for some apocalyptic or millennial happenstance, let alone the finger-pointing accusations and indictments of ongoing operations, institutional or cultural, are just the sound and fury of a thunder of the storm of life moving across time until the hyperbolic movement of the curve of life of consciousness towards that finite end of a rainbow point, never to be attained, and always a relative comparison to the next level of the better than the good, is what keeps the options of distraction as the obfuscating factor and the discrete filter for the open-mindedness to time. End of Harp's Luciferian message.